Hi, I am Eugene and this is Crafted Bytes. I used to have pull requests with dozens of commits, and 99% of commit messages were just a complete garbage. Until I finally fixed it, and today I am gonna show you how. Let me show you something. So, this is one of the pull requests that I made some time ago, well, the old way. And if you scroll through it, you will see a bunch of useless commit messages. And pull request title, well, I guess it needs a special attention. Refine project structure, February 2025. No comments. And same story in the other one. Like bunch of useless commit messages, and title here, well, it is at least a little bit better. And you may say, well, you will squash merge it to main anyway, so who cares? Well, sure, you will squash merge, but will you usually take care of a final commit message when you squash merge it? Well, I don't know. And unfortunately, by default, GitHub is not making it any better. By default, it will use pretty generic merge message. And I usually prefer to change it to pull request title and description, so it will pre-populate it automatically. So, what do you do about this problem? I usually commit often, and figuring out the best commit message each time, it's just not how it works. And I ignored this problem for ages, until I finally realized that the fix is that simple. You need just two markdown files, maybe 15 lines each, and that's it. Start using them, and your commit history will look like a poem. Seriously, not joking. Here's the thing about agentic engineering reality. The volume of changes is getting bigger, and obviously the number of commits is going up. Thinking about the perfect commit message each time, well, and even getting distracted from the flow. I don't know. I am usually working on multiple things in parallel, and figuring out the best commit message each time, well, it's another context switch, and it never worked well. And obviously, it's not how it works anymore. In the best case, you will write something like, I don't know, iterating on fixes, or refactor phase 2, or something even shorter. And as you probably already guessed, this is a perfect task for LLM. And just think about it. We have some text, which happens to be code. We need to summarize it into a short description, and that's it. LLMs are built for exactly that. And let me show you how it works. Here is the first file, commit.md. I mentioned that it is about 15 lines, and you can see it's 7 less. And each time I'm looking on it, I think it could be made even smaller. In practice, important parts are git add everything, git diff staged, so the model could figure out what you changed, and keep message short and descriptive. And that's it. Let's maybe see how it works in action. I'm gonna switch on my agent, and you can see there are some changes over here. So I'm gonna ask to commit it. Follow commit. And obviously, you can make it a command if your agent supports it. And these days, probably it's gonna be hard to find one that doesn't. So it can take few seconds, and let's see what it actually did. So it did git diff, staged exactly as we asked, and committed our changes. The message is pretty clear and descriptive, exactly what we want. And I used a pretty cheap model over here. It cost me almost nothing. Let me maybe show you the second one. Create pull request. I mentioned that it is also 15 lines. Well, I lied to you, it is a little bit longer. And you can see it is doing some preparation work, reading commit history, and then creating a pull request using the template over here. And you can obviously customize it to match your preference or project standards. Here is where it gets interesting. If every commit message is looking good and descriptive, then your pull request is also gonna look good. And it will pay you back when you are submitting a pull request for a review. Your teammates will appreciate it, and your LLM agent will appreciate it as well. And if you are doing batched releases, generated release notes are also gonna look nice. The quality compounds. Let me maybe quickly show you how this second prompt to create pull request works in action. Let me go to my agent and start this prompt to create a pull request for me. So follow create pull request. And obviously it makes sense to create comment for this. Depending on your model mood, it can take some time, and also this prompt is a little bit more complex. So we can see it is already started doing something, fetching current branch status, commit history. Then it creates a draft PR title description. Okay, I think we got it. So let's go to GitHub and see what we got. Okay, so title looking good to me. Pull request description. Well, in my opinion, it is pretty meaningful. Includes all the details, like pretty good, I would say. And if you look closer on a commit history, I think it is easy to spot few commits that I created manually. Quick practical note. Using Opus for this kind of stuff is probably a little bit too much. There are simpler and cheaper models available that will do this job for pennies. And in my previous video, I experimented with this Raptor mini model that eventually handled this prompt as well, after applying my magic diagnostics mod prompt. And if you haven't watched that video, I recommend to check it out. I will leave a link on it in a description. These days, you can also run pretty decent models locally on a relatively modest hardware. And I already have a lot of such kind of housekeeping prompts in my arsenal. And running them locally may not only save the budget, but may also be faster in some cases. And for such a commit prompt, it may be especially important, because I am running it pretty frequently. And you may say, who reads those messages? Well, usually nobody, until you and your friend Opus are on call and digging through 200 pull requests for the past 3 months, trying to resolve production incident. Those prompts, they obviously work in any AI agent. These days it doesn't really matter. They are just simple markdown files. Copy them to your project, create skill or command from them, or simply reference in a chat. I'll leave a link on them in a description. And I guess that's it for today. Would love to hear how you commit and pull requests these days. Please drop a comment, and thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!